given that you hadn't put out an album for a long time, more than a decade, with Kevlar, what surprised you or did you learn about yourself while you were making it, either as a rapper or as the producer?
Good or bad,
Yeah, either way.
I realized that I wasted a lot of time not taking music seriously.
What do you mean?
That would be the bad part. I didn't treat my career like I should have in a lot of ways. And my career ain't over. I'm making those changes now. So
Well, what do you mean specifically?
I'm Brother Lynch. I should have looked at myself more bigger than I was looking at myself. As far as even little things like having a plan all the time, having a having a plan and a perceived release date, releasing more albums. You know what I mean? I kind of stepped back just to handle my relationship, and I kind of regret it.
Gotcha.
So
And then tied into that, um, now that you're past that and you've made some of these changes, are you going to be doing shows? Are you going to be out there? Or are you going to be focusing on making more music or both?
both, definitely both. I'm in the studio every day now creating, so that part of it will be done by the time I go on the road,
Oh, nice. Okay.
and I'll be
And
working on the road too.
okay. Well, that's exciting for people. And with you, when you mentioned viral and things for TikTok, um, I would argue most of Kevlar doesn't sound like it was made or intended for any of that type of thing. But when you say that with viral, as the idea, that song, when people hear it, it's definitely not a happy song by any
No,
means. But what made that subject matter and that beat be something that you think that you thought could tie into being viral?
I didn't think the beat could go viral. I just thought that me saying viral during the hook would be good enough. I
Okay.
don't know TikTok. I don't know TikTok. I mean, people hashtag viral, which they don't like, but I saw a lot of videos with hashtag viral that went viral. So I kind of just did that with the hook just to see, you know what I mean?
And that
Plus, the real story is what I'm telling the girls, you know what I mean? So the viral is just the word, you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, that's one of the more interesting songs I would say on Kevlar. And I think too with Kevlar, but also throughout your career, I would, at least from the outside looking in, it seems like you often or always or usually just did like you didn't chase things. You did it seemed like more artistically was what motivated you or what drove you or what you thought. First of all, would you agree with that?
Yes. Like, I never wanted to be mainstream. I mean, they'd offer me mainstream deals in the '80s that I turned down. Um, I figured there's people for that, for the mainstream. The money is good. Um, for rappers who sign decent contracts or singers who sign decent contracts. The money is good and you're fame and you get I'm not a fame guy either. Like, I don't know if I could even deal with what Snoop deals with, whether it's good or bad. You know what I mean? The obligations and stuff like that of being a really big famous person. So I kind of kept it on an even. Like, I'm not trying to be that big. I want to go to the park. I want to go to Walmart. You know what I mean? I want to go to Popeyes chicken and be able to sit in the restaurant and eat. So, which has become easier these days with with me being out the game.
Well, that might be about to change with Kevlar hopefully doing well. But
Yeah, I wanted to do well, but I don't want to get no famous like that.
right.
I,
But why, since in my opinion, you're immensely talented and you're a great producer, great lyricist, very talented and popular,
Thank you.
why you're welcome. Why do you think, or why did that second, third, fourth level never interest or intrigue you, or why did you just not care about it?
Well, the first thing that scared me was I saw a lot of people going famous for only 1 second. And this is what I do, music. I want to be able to survive. I don't want to go big for 1 second and then I'd rather just stay down here and where I can feel like I'm controlling it a little better. But I probably could have been famous for at least a decade going mainstream, but it just, I don't know. It just wasn't me. I've always been the only child who sits in a room by himself and stuff like that. I wasn't the child that went to the school plays and was on stage or anything like that. So it just never really interested me. I'm not scared. I'll do it. I've done shows with thousands of people there, but it's just not something I want to deal with every day.
Well, let me ask you this because I don't mind being by myself and I'm by myself often, but I also think when you don't need to be around a lot of people all the time, I think it gives you a certain amount of power and freedom. Um, to your point about obligations, yes, we have our own obligations, everybody does, but do you find you draw some strength and power just being by yourself?
I never really thought about it. Um, I guess I get it, but I never really thought about it. I just, like, if you notice, the album covers that I had control of, I don't have my face on my covers. You know what I mean? I don't I don't want to be easily noticed like that. I don't know, could be high. I get high and paranoid, but I don't want to be noticed easily like that. Like even when I lived in LA for those 5 years, I get noticed out there. I get really paranoid because, LA got their style of music. And there's a few artists out in LA, big artists that know who I am, but Brotha Lynch has a decent, I guess, fan base in LA, but it ain't like their music. So when somebody noticed me out there, I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like somebody saw me at the car wash and they were washing my car. I'm sitting at the bus stop and they pass by and say, "What's up, Lynch?" Like I'm like, damn, I saw Lynch at the bus stop. He must be doing bad. Just all that stuff, I try to avoid.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting because I think part of the people that do have, in my opinion, careers that last these 30 years like yours has, I think it's because they're who they are and they have that strength and that power and that resiliency of not necessarily having to chase a platinum plaque or do something to get on a trend or whatever. Like you said, you are who you are. This is what you do.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
because of that, I really think people may not understand it or appreciate it till later, but I think there is a lot of strength and a lot of power in that because you're not changing yourself to do something that you think other people want to hear or
That's
do.
my that's my number one rule is do what I want to do. I've turned down deals because of me wanting to. This is what I picked to do. I wanted to pick it and do it my way. It sounds kind of funny, but I had to do it my way. You know what I mean? And it worked out. I got lucky. I came out in the 90s. You know what I mean? Oh my God. It's like I'm one of the most perfect times to come out with, to become a new artist is in the 90s to me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that was when rap was like getting ready to off the fence, going mainstream as well, along with the underground. But So, you know, things like that happening in my career helped the 30 years.